Okay. Hello. Sorry about the lighting. My light doesn't want to work. Unfortunately, I'll be out of here in 3 weeks anyway, so whatever. This is progressive characters rant, pretty much. You say, but don't we have progressive characters? Technically, yes, but also no. We don't don't have them. Okay, let me back up a bit here. Now, cartoons before weren't revolutionary, groundbreaking. We've had tearjerkers. We've had Twilight Zoney, morality, science learny stuff. So we've had the bizarre, we had the sci-fi, we had the learnable, the morals, and everything else. About the late 80s and 90s, particularly in the 90s. It was a lot more fun. They had to dance around the concept of not the morality, but learning. They had to trick us into learning. Yeah. But we didn't have progressive characters. Boys were boys and girls were girls. But they weren't weak characters. They weren't flawed characters. The only real flawed character I can remember that has a vice were very, very few. Like Fred Flintstone with his gambling problem, um, and constant scheming. Everyone has the schemer character. We always had that. No one was above scheming. We also had a character who, like Monterey Jack, who was pretty much it kind of came off as like a crack addict. He was a nuts for cheese. Um, but that was the more in dimensional depth characters who had flaws. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, everyone had strength and they had weaknesses. They knew how to play to them. The writers how to play to them. So there wasn't anything too out of character. You knew what they're capable of. You knew what would stop them, or hinder them, or anything else. But those were few and far in between. That's mostly Disney. Scooby and Shaggy, kind of, but those are only two-dimensional, not necessarily one-dimensional. Um, but the thing is that now everyone wants to be more progressive, and we've seen how out of the box, slightly, in-depth storytelling is is welcomed with Avatar. Oh, it was welcome. Now let's do more of the adult stuff. Let's do the 14-year-old stuff, while not leaving the sandbox. And it's like, oh, for crying out loud! So let's have a strong, you know, woman character. Okay. Oh, and she's gay, but we're going to only slightly nod at that after everyone else has said so. Isn't it kind of strange that they seem to have this kind of relationship that they're vaguely hinting at? And they're like, yeah, no, 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 no. Sorry, let me back up again. That was Princess Bubblegum and Marceline. When they did the nod for those two, then it's backpedal, backpedal. Let's not. But then the cat's out of the bag. Learning from that mistake when people did into the Korra or Korasami, they realized let's not do the nod and let's middle of the road this thing so hard that you can't decipher one way or the other. They're just really good friends, period. So when they said afterwards, oh yeah, that was our intent the entire time, it makes no damn sense. And the reason why people can't do the more complex lesbian dynamics or even gay dynamics is that they're trying to appease everyone on the fucking planet. That means Brazil, China, Russia, all the other countries, because you got to sell the shit to other nations, not just America. It's got to go to Canada and Mexico, so you got to have the standards and practices of every country on the planet. So you got to ballpark it to meet those demands, even just barely. Much like how Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, especially Animaniacs, and The Simpsons have managed to toe the line. Just on the other side of that phone call about from angry parents. But you're no longer allowed to do in-depth dynamics like the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons, or at least try to be in-depth ish. Well, a parody of depth in Animaniacs and stuff. That was more for kids stuff anyway, but something extra for the adults so they don't get too bored. And bless them in their many hearts. But basically, now that we have progressives, we do not have. Um, Let me see if I can make some more space. Hold on.